Welcome to Larry's Library. This week, I've got something I've been wanting for a while, and I finally got it, and we're going to get into it. I'm doing Absolute Swamp Thing by Len Wein and Bernie Wrightson. So, this one, of course, is DC. It's a DC Absolute in that big, beautiful format with the nice slipcase. Build quality is excellent. It has that sort of mossy, soft texture to it, similar to the Alan Moore Absolutes if you have those. This is 344 pages. The retail is $100. Of course, you're a chump if you pay that. If you get it from InStockTrades.com, and where it is still available at the time of this shooting, although I'm a couple weeks out, it's about $58. Good deal. The creators, of course, all issues in this are written by Len Wein, the great Len Wein. The art is mostly by Bernie Wrightson, and the last 3 issues are by Nestor Redondo, another fabulous artist. So yeah, this contains the Swamp Thing issues 1 through 13. The first 13 issues of Swamp Thing. The first 10 have the art by Bernie Wrightson, and then Nestor Redondo does the last 3. So basically, this is giving you all of the Len Wein written Swamp Things, along with all of the Bernie Wrightson art. And it also includes House of Secrets 92, the first appearance of Swamp Thing, also by Len Wein and Bernie Wrightson. This is a fabulous collection. The reproduction here is amazing. It's very sharp. I should mention the page backgrounds. The page backgrounds on this aren't exactly white. I don't know that it's going to show up well in the scans here, but maybe if you pinch, zoom, and you pause, I don't know. This is a 4K video, so that might help. But the pages, the backgrounds of the panels are not pure white. They have a kind of a, I'm not sure how I would characterize it, but it's definitely not white, and that helps. It looks more authentic to the old pulp paper, somewhat, but it's way sharper and more vibrant than the old pulp paper ever was, which is nice to see this glorious art in this beautiful format. It has a lot of extras in it, too. It's got a nice foreword by Len Wein from the 1991 trade paperback that's reproduced here. And then there is some, I think, the spouses, the wives of Len Wein and Bernie Wrightson also have a little input in the foreword, and it's really nice to see that. Lots of extras in the back. There's some black and white stuff before it was colored. Original artwork is reproduced back there. Really good stuff there. And there's a little featurette, you might say, where it talks about the photo shoot, which I never knew this existed. This is awesome, and I definitely didn't know the negatives and the photos were still around. But Louise Simonson, she was Louise Jones then. She was married to the fantasy painter Jeff Jones. Jeff Jones took the photographs for this. They were married at the time, like I said, before she got with Walt, and she was the inspiration for the cover and that character in House of Secrets. And it's reproduced in here. You can see the negatives for those photos. It's pretty cool. So I never knew that. I mean, I knew she was the model and that she was her look was based on Louise Simonson, but I did not know that they did a full-blown photo shoot and with photo reference for that issue. So that's pretty neat seeing that. I never knew that existed. I'll show a scan of it there. But yeah, this is 10/10 all the way for sure. And if you haven't read this stuff, this original stuff, and I've said this before in other videos, and I'll link those up there, or actually there and below, if you haven't seen my review and overview of the Absolute Swamp Thing by Alan Moore and the Swamp Thing Bronze Age Omnibus, because that contains all these issues. So this is a double dip for me for sure. Kind of a triple dip, because I do have some of the singles as well. But if you love this stuff as much as I do, and especially if you haven't ever experienced it before, if you've only read Alan Moore's Swamp Thing and the stuff that happened after, the more modern stuff, then you may not understand the full impact of Alan Moore's monumental retcon, which I won't reveal here just in case you haven't read it, about the nature of Swamp Thing and what he really is. Because that is given its power by you having read the previous material and understanding what Swamp Thing was, or what we thought he was, before Alan Moore flipped it all on its head. So So I highly recommend you read this stuff first. Now, you don't have to read the entire series before Alan Moore's. I mean, I recommend you do. And if you want to do that, get that omnibus because it has all that in there. Now, I'm keeping all of it. I'm keeping the absolutes and the omni and the couple singles that I still own because I love this material and I don't want to be missing any of it. You know, I just love it. But anyway, if you don't want to go full blown and get the omnibus, at least get this absolute. Read these 13 issues in this beautiful format, and then read the Alan Moore, and it'll still give you enough so you understand what the character was before Alan Moore flipped everything up, you know. So, yeah. So I highly recommend this for sure. If you're a fan of awesome artwork, awesome comic book art, get this. If you're a fan of the Swamp Thing character, you'll want to get this. But yeah, can't recommend it enough. I love it. I've been waiting on this one for a while, and I'm glad I was able to get it before it goes out of print. Now, not to say that it will, because DC has been known to have some of these absolutes be evergreens. So hopefully this will be one of those. But yeah, of course, this is 10/10 for me. As if you had any doubt that it would be. But yeah, that's about all I got on this one, and hope you enjoyed taking a look at that. And if you haven't subscribed, please do that now. Hit the bell to notify yourself. And I'll see you in the next one.